Tiger sports team. Yeah. Hey, welcome to Tiger Sports. Yeah, we got all the sorts. Yeah, you know that we fly, ain't talking about no tours. And we talking about them hoopers that hooping that court. And we get straight to business. I get no rest like it's tennis. Yeah, they come to the sports, we a menace. Yeah, feel like we in the pool, go swimming. Yeah. I'm on the beat, I took off. Let the game talk, don't need a look off. I run off on the interview football. Yeah, then you ain't that look off. We get green like bait, we poking that babe, no it's big South K. They talking about what's and you know they go crazy. And I'm feeling like Trey, I pull up for the trade. Yeah.
Welcome to Tiger Town Podcast. I'm your host, Talia, and you can find the show on all podcast platforms. Remember to like, share, comment, and 5-star rate. So now we have our heads basketball coach for the boys, Coach Carlos Powell, joining us for the Coach's Corner, where we talk about Tiger basketball. So welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
How you doing?
I'm pretty good.
That's good. So we're going to start off with some icebreaker questions. It's only 3 of them. So what's your favorite TV show of all time?
Martin.
Martin?
Yeah, or Fresh Prince, one of the two.
Love Fresh Prince.
Yes.
I used to love American Horror Story, and I don't really watch a lot of shows, so that's probably gonna stick. That's weird, but I love that show. What's your favorite flavor of ice cream?
Vanilla. Yeah.
That's so basic.
Butter pecan.
You're weird. You're like my mom.
Like what?
Okay.
Vanilla's basic, butter pecan. Okay. What else am I supposed to say?
I don't know. That's you. I like Oreo, chocolate. I like coffee ice cream. People sound weird for that.
Coffee
but I like,
ice cream?
Yes, it's good.
No way.
I feel like if you like normal coffee, you'll like it though.
I'm not a coffee person.
Oh. You're very energetic. That's
That's
surprising.
just natural.
And then if you could be a part of any TV family, who would it be?
I don't know. I never thought about that.
I don't know either.
Me, TV family. Probably Martin, Fresh Prince.
Yeah, I don't have an answer for that one. I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't watch a lot of TV. But okay, so for our actual questions, what do you think was the main contributing factors to the team's 62-47 loss in your most recent game?
I don't think we rebounded the ball. We had a lot of turnovers. We had about 22 turnovers that game.
Mm-hmm.
Those were the major factors. You know, you got to rebound. You can't turn the ball over.
Mm-hmm.
So those are the biggest keys.
And talking about the 22 turnovers, what specific steps will be taken to improve the ball control and to minimize y'all's turnovers in future games?
Just studying film and working on, confidence.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of our turnovers are confidence turnovers, and we just gotta, believe in the work.
The team was out rebounded 23-15. How do you plan to address this and improve on rebounding in your future games?
Again, same thing. We went over some stuff, watch film, and just rebounding. That's effort. Mm-hmm. Those are effort stats, and you don't have to have a talent to do that. Just go get the ball, box out. Simple stuff. But we just got to be better.
Mm-hmm. Despite the loss, freshman Joshua Leonard had an impressive performance with 14 points. Mm-hmm. What positives do you see in his play, and how do you plan to develop his skills further?
I think he played pretty well. We're just right now just trying to build on his confidence as well. Mm-hmm. He's a talented kid with a lot of upside. We got to continue to study the game and just do the little things and just try to be better.
And Tristan Thompson, a junior, he contributed 17 points. What aspects of his game were particularly effective in this match, and how can his strengths be maximized in upcoming games?
Tristan, he played really well. Besides rebounding, I think he has to get better at rebounding. But him just being aggressive and just being who he is as a basketball player and, leading the team and just, stepping up when we need a basket here and there and just can, like I always say, continue to work, trust the work.
And were there any other players that surprised you in this past game?
Yes, Keith Small. He played pretty well. You know, defensively, he came out there and gave us some good energy. Caused a couple of turnovers. We just needed to be more consistent, and he's been doing that in practice.
How do you plan to address the team's overall defensive performance, considering the points allowed to specific players like Briggs and Williams?
We got to talk about fundamentals, you know, basics. You know, those are good guys that we, you know, a really good team that we played against in North Carolina, #1 team in North Carolina. So, you know, just learning from what those guys did and their strengths and weaknesses and how we can improve as a team defensively. I think, you know, it's not just, you know, one person. I think we have some rotations and stuff that we miss that, you know, give up a couple easy baskets, but it's just work.
Aside from the turnovers and rebounding, were there any specific challenges or issues that stood out during the game that you believe contributed to that outcome?
No, not really. It's just us. You know, I'm still proud of them. You know, we came out and fought. You know, we lost by 15, but I think the game was a little bit more competitive than a 15-point game. And, you know, a couple calls here and there could have went our way when we were on a run, but it didn't. And, you know, you turn the ball over, you know, you minimize your chances of winning.
What were some key takeaways from the loss that you believe will be important in preparation for your upcoming home game against Darlington?
Key takeaways was our defensive rotations, you know, something that we needed to work on. Like I stated, our weak sides, rotation on those offside guards have to drop and help the bigs that are rotating over to help. So basically help the helper. That's been a big focus of ours, and just communication.
With the Darlington Falcons currently on a 4-game winning streak, and then they're holding a 5-1 record, how does that impact your approach to the upcoming matchup?
It doesn't. We are who we are. You know, I focus on us, and you know, we don't really want to emphasize them or not. We're trying to build our team and be better than who we were yesterday. So our focus is us and just correcting the small things, because fundamentals take care of themselves.
With Darlington's strong performance in the recent games, have you identified any key players or strategies that will be crucial?
Mike and Katie, those are their main players, main scorers. They're playing really well. They're seniors, so I expect them to play well. They've been playing, you know, some pretty good basketball. Nobody like us, but you know, they've been playing really good. So those are two, you know, key guys that we have to try to eliminate or minimize their performance.
And in terms of offensive and defensive adjustments, what changes do you plan to implement to counter the strengths of Darlington and exploit potential weaknesses that they have?
I think we can speed them up. I think they struggle with thinking on the fly. So we want to, you know, change the pace a couple times throughout the game, and just also we want to exploit them inside. You know, with the guys that we have, I don't think they have enough guys to defend. You know, a guy like Tristan, Josh, Elijah, those guys are much stronger and bigger than. So we're going to try to, you know, muster up a game plan to see how it works.
And how do you plan to motivate and inspire the team coming off of that loss to face the opponent like the Darlington Falcons?
You know, after the loss, man, I told the guys, man, I'm not upset. You know, because, you know, I see, you know, progress in them. I know what that game is going, what it's going to do for us towards the end of the season, and just working on, you know, the small stuff, you know, the making good passes, making good decisions, just thinking the game ahead of the game, and just trying to be, like I say all the time, better than yesterday. So that's the focus.
What players are you looking at to have a good game this Friday?
All of them, everybody, man. The amount of work that they put in, the hours, the sacrifices, man. I want every one of them to have a chance, you know, to play. So when they throw the ball up. We'll see.
On Saturday, you play Keenan after the intense game with Darlington. So playing back to get back can be demanding physically. How has the team prepared for a quick turnaround, both physically and mentally, especially after a rivalry game?
I think a lot of these kids are programmed to play back-to-backs from AAU seasons. And, that's how our schedule fell this year with, playing Darlington on a Friday and Keenan on a Saturday. But again, that's a really good test, mentally and physically. But we have to find a way to, beat Darlington and then turn around, less than 24 hours because it's an early game and, strategize for a tough Keenan team. So we've been watching film on both. I have, two different coaches scouting, both teams and, trying to stay ahead of the curve and just, do what we got to do.
And Keenan has a strong tradition as state champs. So how is the team approaching this game? And what specific preparations have been made?
Specifics, no specifics as of yet, but I do know their coach is a really good coach. He's a legendary coach. He's one of my mentors. So I'm expecting him to have, his stamp as he usually has, a hard-nosed team, well-coached team. And we're going to be prepared for it. My team is very disciplined. And that's basically, what it boils down to is being disciplined and staying consistent.
Coming off of, okay, never mind. Are there any specific player matchups or individual strengths from Keenan that you have identified as key points of focus for your team?
Yes. Maybe. They have a kid by the name of Sumter. He's really good. He's in Tristan's class. I think he's 11th grader. Really good kid, can play. They have another guy. He's about 6'5". So they have some tall guys that can match up with, our length. But I think if we stay fundamental and do what we have to do and just, stick to our, I like to say, follow the recipe, we'll be fine.
With the demanding schedule, how do you manage player fatigue and rotations to ensure that the team maintains a high level of performance in both games?
Just learning that from being a player myself, and just learning when players need to, take a step back a little bit, and if we need to do a lot. So that's how we try to save injuries as well. So I try to give them the amount of rest that they need. But with our strength and conditioning program with Coach Torrance, their bodies are equipped to do more than they think. So I trust, Coach Torrance and, my assistant coaches on what they see. So we talk about that type of stuff and, try not to do it overboard.
How do you balance the need for strategic planning and adjustments with the limited time between those two games? And what specific areas will be a focus during the brief preparation period?
Got to have a good coaching staff, with Coach English helping me out and, doing scouts and having a different coach doing the next scout on the other team and just trying to get ahead, with video and huddle and, stuff like that. They've been around a lot, so they know a lot of the teams. So that gives us a little advantage.
And with the challenging schedule again, how does the coaching staff approach recovery and injury prevention to ensure that the players are physically ready for their matchup against Keenan?
Carly. We depend on Carly. She's our trainer. So we do ice baths and, all that type stuff and stretching, proper stretching, and just trying to teach these guys that next level, taking care of their body is, that's what we're trying to implement in this program.
Well, that's all I have for you today. Thank you for your time. Do you have any shout outs?
Shout outs? I don't know. Shout out my family, my kids, wife, my mom, sisters, all of them. It's huge. Can't shout them out individually because it's too many, but, shout out the principal, Dr. Robinson, AD, Coach McQueen.
That's a lot.
That's a whole lot.
Shout out to Coach Carlos.
Thank you.
For the support and love he gives to the team. So thank you for joining us this week on Tiger Town Podcast. Remember, you can find us on all podcast platforms. Until next time, I'm Talia.